In today's video, I'm going to be answering a lot of your questions and giving you troubleshooting tips in relation to xylitol homemade mints. You can make a whole batch of these and it will save you a lot of money, especially if you want to include it into the whole family's dental routine. All you need to do is buy a bag of granular or powdered xylitol, as they call it, and you can start making these mints right away. All you need is a stove top because you're going to be melting down the sugar, and then you're going to be mixing it until it turns transparent, and then you add your extracts or your flavorings, and then you either pour it in a mold or on a sheet, a baking sheet. The benefits of using a baking sheet is that it tends to want to crystallize on its own. Generally, you don't need to worry about it not hardening. This can be an issue if you're using a mold. A lot of them will not harden unless you sprinkle xylitol granules on top, which isn't too much of an issue because soon after they do harden. My name's Helen. If you are new to my channel, I love to create videos that will inspire you, also recipes that you can make at home, healthy recipes, plant-based recipes, and also information on many other topics. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you are interested. So the first question I'm going to answer is, are these mints chewy? No, the texture of these mints is not chewy at all. In fact, they are like hard candies, and depending on how thick the candy is, if you pour it in a mold, they can be very thick. They're rock hard. They can be rock hard. If you pour it on a baking sheet and there is only a thin layer of xylitol, then they can easily break up if you chew them or bite on them in your mouth. So no, they are not chewy, but that is a fantastic idea for a future recipe, which I might look into. Okay, the next question is, can I place it in the fridge to harden? Now, a lot of these questions I couldn't answer before because I hadn't tried it myself. But lately, over the past week or so, I have been putting them in the fridge to dry them, and I got really surprising results. In fact, they hardened so well that I would probably recommend to place them in the fridge over leaving them at room temperature, letting them sit in an oven or whatever. They tend to dry even harder in the fridge, and I believe that's because the fridge likes to dehydrate food. Therefore, it dehydrates the xylitol much faster than leaving it at room temperature. But drying them at room temperature also works really well. It just takes a little bit longer to get to that rock hard state. So room temperature, they usually take about 2 or 3 days to harden, but this can also depend on the amount of humidity that you have in your house, if it is well ventilated. As long as you see a little bit of crystallization, you will know that that will spread throughout the entire tray if you're making them on a baking tray. So give them time, they will harden. So if you're drying them in the fridge, you will notice that they will dry first on the outside, and then on the inside, some of the liquefied xylitol is still drying. So you'll see that if you break it up a little bit and stretch it out, you'll see the sticky liquid xylitol if it's not fully dried. So you've got to check that it's dried all the way through, and then you can break it up after that. So the next question that I've gotten from you guys is, how do I measure the amount of xylitol in each candy? Well, because of this, I actually made a video on making candies in a mold. I did a bit of hunting online to see what was around, what kind of silicone molds were around. And I found this little one with small cavities in there. And it's a pretty good mold. Some people are saying, or someone said that it looks too sharp to be comfortable as a candy, like sharp edges. I don't actually think so. Some of them most of it is curved, but if you do find that this isn't the right shape for you, just feel free to shop around and see if there's something with more curved edges that you might like. Just make sure that the cavities remain small. This is the main thing, because you don't want to be ingesting too much xylitol in one sitting. And each candy weighs approximately 3 grams each. But if that is too much in one serving, you can always just pour half of the xylitol in the cavity. Candy will be approximately 1.5 grams. It's also great following Dr. Ellie's instructions and not over consuming xylitol, which a lot of people are concerned about. So when you use a mold, you will notice that not all of the xylitol, the liquefied xylitol, will harden. And this is a very common issue, one that I find all the time when I make my candies out of these molds. So it's a very simple solution. All you need to do to kickstart the crystallization process is to just grab a few xylitol granules and sprinkle them on top of the cavities that haven't hardened, and voila, a few hours later you will see that they will start to harden and you will have no issue. This wasn't the case for one of you guys who said that I tried it and it didn't harden, it didn't work out. And what I suggested for him to do was to start the recipe again from scratch. But this time, make sure that you don't overheat the xylitol. You want to take it off as soon as it turns transparent, and then add your extract if you want to, or you can leave it plain. And then pour it straight into your mold and see if that works better for you. Then sprinkle the granules on top and see if it hardens. And that actually worked for him. So I think one of the reasons why xylitol likes to stay liquefied is if you heat it too high. So try to keep the temperatures low and take it off your stove when it turns transparent. I'm here with my dog Angel to remind you guys to keep xylitol away from pets, especially dogs, because it is very toxic for them. While you're making the recipe, just keep the mince away and the sugar away. Another question that I get often is what kind of extracts or essences should I use? Can I use different flavors? What types can I use? Can I even use oils? Oils are extracted using steam distillation or cold extraction, which means that essentially the oil that is in the plant is extracted and it is not steeped in any carrier or any solvent. It is basically extracted solely from the plant, and that's why it is so potent, such as this. This is peppermint oil, but this is used for medicinal uses, aromatherapy. It's not meant to be used in food. You can buy food-safe oils, but they're pretty expensive and they're not very common. If you do have one and you want to use it and it is food safe, you only need a few drops. So let me start off by explaining what an extract is. The plant material is steeped in a solvent. The plant material will infuse within these solvents, and that is how the extracts or the essences are made. It can also be labeled an essence, so you've got to watch out for that. Sometimes they use the same names. So I have tried a few different extracts. Now I have two here that I've used. My brand here that I use is Queen. I don't know, you guys will have other brands that are available to you, but these are available in the supermarket where I live. This is a Finest natural extract. And the reason why I like to use this one is because it uses oil as a carrier. It's pretty potent, but it's got no alcohol and water to cook out of. The oil in it disperses beautifully in the candies. So if you can find an extract that is oil based along with the peppermint oil, then I will definitely use that one. That is the best that I have found. You can also use any flavors you like. It doesn't have to be peppermint. If you find spearmint is more to your taste, or even cinnamon. Someone suggested using cinnamon as a flavor. You could use lemon. I love lemon. Lemon candies would be really nice. Another question that I got from you guys is, can I add liquids to the candies? And my answer is no, you can't add any water or any liquids, because if you do, it's going to not hold together. It will break apart, it will crumble. I have tried this, and that's what's happened each and every time. And in fact, I've actually had to reduce the amount of extracts that I've added in some recipes because it didn't hold together too well. Can I put it in the microwave to melt? I actually haven't tried that. I tend to not like using the microwave oven too often. If you're going to try the microwave, I would suggest that you do it in short amounts of time and do it a few times. Don't just stick it in there and put it in for 2 minutes. I don't think it's going to work too well, and in fact it might burn the xylitol. So what you want to be doing it is heating it in short segments, so maybe 30 seconds, and you take it out and you redo it and you mix it until it fully liquefies. I find that using the cooktop is a really good idea because it keeps the xylitol heated in a consistent way, and microwave ovens are not very good for consistency. And because I make so many of these candies, I like preparing them in larger batches, which is so easy using a pot. It's easy to get it to heat to transparent, and pretty much use a large amount and do it that way. It makes it so much easier. The candies last about 2 years, but I think they're freshest consumed within 6 months. That's what I've found. Just make sure to keep them in an airtight container, as this retains their freshness. So guys, I hope this video was useful to you, and if you have any more questions, just write them below and I'll try to write back to you and give you a bit of a hand if you need it. Have an awesome day, and remember to live your best life every day. I'll see you in the next video.